Did you see that?
We need to scan this code immediately.
Literature and fiction, mystery, thriller and suspense, business and money, self-help.
And we're gonna do it together.
Welcome to Mindcast Wive, where books aren't just read, they're investigated.
What if tiny changes in your daily life could completely transform your future? Today, on our podcast, we're diving into a global phenomenon, Atomic Habits by James Clear, the worldwide bestseller that has already impacted over 20 million readers across the globe. Full title, Atomic Habits, an easy and proven way to build good habits and break bad ones. Author, James Clear. Publication date, October 16, 2018. Amazon rating, 4.8 out of 5, over 140,000 reviews. Amazon charts, number 2 this week. Goodreads score, 4.3 out of 5, with more than 1.1 million ratings. Number 1 New York Times bestseller. This book isn't just a guide, it's a powerful system for building good habits that actually stick, breaking bad habits that hold you back, and, most importantly, creating remarkable results through small, consistent changes. James Clear puts it best. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Available now on Amazon. Stay tuned as we break down Atomic Habits and get ready to change your life one small habit at a time.
Curious to read it for yourself? Tap the link in the description to get your copy now.
Welcome, everyone. Today we're doing a deep dive into building better habits, looking at some really interesting source material you've shared.
Yeah, the goal here is to really distill the core ideas, how these tiny changes can lead to some pretty remarkable results.
Absolutely. And the hook that really grabbed me, I think, is this idea that success, it's usually not about one big moment, is it?
No, not at all. It's more like a long series of small wins, tiny tweaks, and they compound, especially, even when things are tough, like recovering from an injury, as mentioned in the sources.
Okay, let's get into that foundational concept then. Time. It really magnifies the difference between success and failure.
It really does. Those tiny gains, like 1% better each day.
Right.
Or the opposite, 1% worse. They don't just add up, they compound. Like interest. Over years, it's huge.
So your outcomes right now, your health, finances, whatever, they're basically lagging measures of your habits.
Exactly. You get what you repeat. Simple as that, really.
Yeah. But, sometimes you are putting in the work, making changes. And for a long time, you see nothing.
Ah, yes. The plateau of latent potential. That's what the sources call it.
It feels like failure, though, doesn't it?
It absolutely, that's the valley of disappointment. People expect linear progress, but it's often not like that. Think about heating ice.
Okay.
Right? Like going from 25 degrees to 31. You're putting in energy, but it still looks like ice. The work isn't wasted, it's being stored.
And then suddenly at 32 degrees.
Bam. It melts. The big change happens. All that stored effort pays off. So you can't get discouraged in that valley. The breakthrough is often just around the corner.
So the focus shouldn't just be the end goal, the result. It's the system.
Precisely. Fix the inputs, your habits, your system, and the outputs. Well, they tend to sort themselves out.
And focusing only on goals can actually make you less happy. That's an interesting point.
Yeah, because you're always delaying happiness until the next milestone. A systems approach lets you find satisfaction in the actual process, day to day.
Okay, and this ties into identity. What you do reflects who you believe you are.
Deep down, yes. Your behavior is an indicator of the person you see yourself as.
So if you start acting like, say, a runner.
You start to believe you are a runner. And that identity makes it easier, more natural to keep running. It's this feedback loop. Habits shape identity. Identity reinforces habits. Identity change is really the North Star here.
Makes sense. So if identity is the big why, how does a habit actually form on a practical level? There's a 4-stage model.
Yep, the backbone of it all. Cue, craving, response, reward. Your brain runs through these in order every single time.
Cue, craving, response, reward.
And if any one of those stages breaks down, the behavior just won't stick. It won't become automatic. No cue, no craving, no action. You need the whole chain.
And often we're not even aware of our habits, are we? They become automatic.
Totally unconscious. So the first step is awareness, making the unconscious conscious.
How do you do that?
Well, things like the habit scorecard, literally just listing your daily action, or that pointing and calling technique.
From the Japanese railways.
Exactly. Saying the action out loud, signal is green, forces awareness. You can do that with your own habits and cues.
Okay, so awareness first. Then there's this idea of making it easy, the law of least effort.
Yeah, we're wired for it. We naturally drift towards the option that takes the least energy. Friction is the big enemy of good habits.
Which leads straight into designing your environment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Make the cues for good habits super obvious. Reduce that friction. Behavior isn't just you, it's you and your environment. B equals FEE, as they say.
Right. And that's why starting a new habit in a new place can sometimes be easier. Fewer old cues to fight.
Exactly. Or dedicating spaces like one space, one use. This desk is only for work. This chair only for reading.
Right.
Strengthens the cue.
And actively making the good habit easier, like setting out your workout clothes the night before.
Perfect example. Or automating things, anything to lower the barrier to entry for the good.
Which sounds like the 2-minute rule.
Precisely. When you start a new habit, make the very first step take less than 2 minutes. Read one page, not read a chapter.
Put on running shoes, not run 5 miles.
Exactly. It's about creating a tiny gateway habit. Get that initial momentum, standardize the start before you worry about optimizing the whole thing. Just show up.
Okay, obvious, easy. What about satisfying? Making it feel good.
Crucial. We repeat what feels good. The problem is, bad habits often feel good now, consequences later. Good habits, often the opposite. Sacrifice now, reward later.
So you need to inject some immediate satisfaction into good habits.
You got it. Maybe it's tracking your habit on a calendar, seeing that streak feels good.
Right.
Or having an accountability partner. The potential pain of letting them down makes skipping less attractive now.
Right, creating immediate consequences, good or bad. But even then, sometimes it just gets boring, doesn't it? The repetition.
Oh, absolutely. Mastery requires practice, and practice can definitely feel dull.
So how do you push through?
Well, the sources suggest successful people aren't immune to boredom. They just find a way to stick to the schedule regardless. Professionals show up even when they don't feel like it. Amateurs let life get in the way. That consistency, even through boredom, that's key.
Okay, so wrapping this up, it seems the core message is focus on tiny, almost invisible habits. Build solid systems around them.
Make those habits obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. And be patient. Trust that those small gains are compounding, even when you can't see it yet on that plateau.
It's a powerful framework.
It really is. And maybe a final thought to leave you with. Think about how your actions reveal what you really want deep down. The feeling, that craving, comes first, then the action. Reward follows sacrifice. So the question becomes, how can you make the necessary sacrifices for your big goals feel just a little bit more rewarding right here, right now?
If you love traveling through the best books with us, don't forget to like, subscribe to Mindcast, and turn on the bell. It's a small gesture for you, but a big support for the channel. Thank you.